I have no idea how the things that go on in my head half the time. And I just roll with the flow. That's all you can do, right? I break out in the weirdest dance moves anywhere, everywhere. You name a time and place. I have danced awkwardly in it. I have rocked the dancing awkwardly in it. And I guarantee you I will do it again. Miley Cyrus is totally not the first person to do like this mass photoshopping of putting faces on other people. My friends and I growing up did that all the time to pull pranks on other friends of ours. And we would put our faces on celebrities' bodies, like with whatever guy we wanted to be with at the time. And we were like, oh my God, yeah, like totally on a date with Nick Jonas last night. And we never were, but some people believed we were. And we're just gonna leave it at that. Whenever I was dancing, you always knew me on the stage because I would be the one like, wow! I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at 5 days old, and it left me with this nice little... I had a YouTube channel with one of my friends growing up, and we had skits. The channel's gone now. I wish it wasn't, but we dressed in pink and yellow, like onesie type rompers that were swimsuit cover-ups, so they were like that towel material. Mine was yellow and hers was pink. And we named me Super Pete for some reason because it's like P, I don't know. And she was Pepto, like Pepto-Bismol. And we were superheroes and we would save the day in the most random ways. And it was honestly one of the most fun times of my life. I have a pillow obsession. It is a problem. When I was getting all the stuff together to set up in my apartment, I think I literally had 6 boxes of pillows. None of them were bought at the same time, I don't think. But it's like I would go to the store and I would buy a pillow. It's like I couldn't leave the house without buying a pillow. And it's just accumulated to like this mass majority of, I will never not have a pillow to sit on. I lose my keys more than I have my keys. Like, I will put my keys somewhere, I will walk away, and I won't find them for a week and a half later. It just happens. They disappear. They go into a black hole. I don't know where they go. It's the same thing with my purse. I just think my subconscious doesn't want to drive because I never can drive because I don't have my purse or my keys. If my life had gone the way I planned 2 years ago, I would be living in a tree in Miranda, California, playing the guitar. Growing up with my brother's soccer team and all of the sisters and everything, a majority of the girls and I had this like magical cat world, and we would set up all of the benches, and each different bench would be a realm that would speak a different cat language, and it probably looked like we were insane to some people, but we had the time of our lives. I make up songs to everything. About anything, to any tune. If you tell me something, I will sing a song about it. Probably for half an hour, and then the song will be stuck in my head and I will sing it for days. When I was in kindergarten, my mom was in school, and we would come home and do homework together. And around the time, I'd had a dream that we were laying in my bed doing homework together, and this witch flies through my window and stabs my mom to death with a pencil in her back. And probably for the next 5 years, I was terrified of sleeping on my stomach because I had this irrational fear that a witch was going to fly through my window and stab me in the back and kill me. And I still have trouble sleeping on my stomach sometimes. I am obsessed with history. anything history. I went through a time I was obsessed with like the whole Mesopotamia era, and now I am completely obsessed with like the English monarchy, and oh my god, I could go on about that for hours. The first time that I ever coughed up blood was, I think, the first time I was ever home alone. And I was on the phone with my friend Kelsey, and I just started coughing, and then there was blood, and I didn't know what to do. And I don't even remember where my parents were. I just know they weren't there. And I stayed on the phone with Kelsey for like half an hour, and we both just cried because we didn't know what was going on. But I will never forget that. It was traumatizing. I have like the weirdest thing with my neck. Like if anything comes touching my neck or just weirds me out or something, it's just like, I have no idea how to explain it. There is no logic. My body has weird reactions to things. Speaking of Kelsey, her and I, around the same time, had made this concoction. We're still trying to like get it set in stone that we created this. But we were sitting in my room one day, and we took Lay's original potato chips and we dipped them in our root beer and we ate them, and it was the best thing in the entire world. So for like the last 8 years, any birthday or holiday or any special occasion, we get each other Lay's and root beer. I don't know why. It's very strange, but you've got to try it. It's strangely good. I fell down a mountain in South Dakota hiking. We were just walking and hiking. I think we were at a cave, and I tripped over a rock and I just started tumbling down the mountain until I hit a tree. Luckily, I only had a few scrapes and bruises, but it was an adventure for sure. Anytime I have an IV in my arm, up until the last IV I've had, that whole limb just paralyzes. Like, I am known by the staff at my hospital as like the girl with the dead arm, because I just walk around and it's just like this. And I'm like, I can't move it. I've had hundreds of these and it doesn't move. It doesn't move. I don't know why. Like, I literally, my social worker, I think the first pick I had was in this elbow. And I was sitting at her desk, and she comes up and she's like, you can bend this arm. And it's like, no, I can't. I can't bend this arm. So she comes up and she pushes on both sides of my arm to try to get it to bend, and it wouldn't bend. So it just goes to show that my body has a mind of its own. Bullies are people that should never have any effect on you, but they do. I spent, I can't even tell you how many years with people doing absolutely everything in their power to tear me down. And it doesn't work. I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. My back is crooked, and I have a hump that sticks out like that much on the left side of my back, like on the lower part, and it's interesting. At one of my brother's soccer games, I was sitting in a chair talking to a guy I liked, and I look down and I end up in an ant pile, and the ants, probably hundreds of ants, are in my pants. And one of the grandmas and my mom rushed me to the fence and stripped me and took off my pants. And so I sat there with no pants, bites everywhere, and it was embarrassing. I think I ended up putting my legs in a hoodie and had like the arms as legs, and it was one of my shining moments. And let's just say that it didn't work out with that guy. I can have either the best handwriting in the world or something that makes doctors' handwriting look like calligraphy. There's no in between. It's either, oh my God, you write fantastic, or what the freak is that? That's not words. I probably have at least 1 billion different laughs. Like, I don't know what it is. Something happens and I laugh. If it's funny, if it's not funny, if it's sad, if it's depressing, if it's awkward, I laugh at awkward things all the time. If I'm happy, it doesn't matter what it is, I'm gonna laugh. And there's a different kind of laugh for every emotion I'm feeling or any event that happens. I highly doubt I've ever had the same laugh come out of me. It's weird. Sometimes my anxiety will get so bad, I lose memory of why I was even anxious or what happened during the time of me being anxious. It's bad. I'm pretty sure I spend 80% of my life with my hair in a bun. And if you see me when my hair has been washed, I truly must care about you, or you could see the salt in my hair. I have an excessive amount of medication. Probably the one comment that people make to me or about me is the fact that I'm sick, or I don't look sick, or just anything derogatory, or even if it's not meant to be, it comes across that way about just my life, because being sick is all I know and it's just normal. So I don't really know much else. And the fact that it's always brought up, it just, I don't understand it. And I don't think I ever will. Whenever I was 3.5, 4, my brother had just been born and I was incredibly jealous. So I wanted to go to the store and my parents were outside working in the garden. My brother was inside sleeping and I was like, hell, I'm going to the store. So I grabbed my mom's purse, I grabbed the car keys, I lock the door and I go outside. I'm like, okay, let's go shopping. And my brother was locked in the house and they couldn't get in. So they ended up having to knock down the garage door with an axe. My brother was safe. He's still alive and annoying. It's all good. I wasn't able to actually smell anything until I was about 16 years old. I have like the worst polyps in the entire world and I still have to get them taken out about every 4 to 6 months. And it just stops me from being able to smell. And when I can, it's the weirdest things that I'll be able to pick up. Like I think the majority of my childhood, the only thing I could smell was popcorn. Not a bad smell. Why my nose picked popcorn, I have no idea. I think it's weird that people don't take 4 or 5 pills every time they eat. I was brought up in a household that never judged anyone. And we never, dictated how a person was based on how they looked or what they did. And I think sometimes I expect the same respect in return, but we live in this world and it's just not what you get sometimes. So Katsy, I just opened a Snapchat that I should let you know. I'm also sending you a Snapchat back while I'm recording. This might be in the video. You'll have to wait and see. I was pulled from a group of kids in a mall to audition for a Lifesaver commercial when I was about 8 years old. And to do the Lifesaver commercial, they had me read, I think, 3 or 4 different scripts. And one in particular was a commercial for Skippy peanut butter. And probably up until 2 years ago, I still remembered every single word to that commercial. And every time we would go to the store and I'd see Skippy peanut butter, I would just walk around with it in my hand. Like, I can't remember it now, but I would say the commercial. Yeah. I did make the Lifesaver commercial. but I was too sick to do it. So there went my acting career. It's like, I don't even know what I'm saying makes sense. I'm just saying it because it's in my mind and I have to get it out. And it's just, I don't know. The things in my head make sense to me. They might not make sense to you, but I've got to say them anyway, right? I mean, it's not doing any good in my brain. Talking to a camera has got to be one of the most intimidating things ever. Like, you just feel so vulnerable. And you'd think I'd be used to that by now. But I guess I'm not. I hope you're doing fantastic. And can't wait to see you next time. Bye.